December 23rd in Saudi Arabia. We have got four absolutely classic fights here. This is such a bill. Manchester's own Lyndon Arthur, really rooting for against Dimitri Bivol. We'll get to that. Anthony Joshua versus Wailing. Yeah. And Deontay Wilder versus versus Joseph Parker, and Daniel Dubois versus Jared Miller. And it's all sort of put together, so it's like a love triangle of boxing. So you've got like Miller, who wants to fight Miller Time, who wants to fight Joshua, Wilder, who thinks he's going to kill Joshua. Joshua, like, what you talking about, Willis? And that's how he feels. He's like, why is everyone mugging me off? I think this is going to bring out the most street Anthony Joshua we have ever seen. Joshua's not going to start boxing now. When's he going to learn that he's not a great boxer? He's a good fundamental boxer. I liked Joshua when he utilised that thug in him. When he boxed for fun. That's the Joshua. We need to put some respect on this man's name. He's beat Povetkin. He's beat Klitschko. Yeah, Fury already did it. But Joshua has that street in him. And if you piss him off, just somebody needs to tell him, don't try boxing a boxer and just go out and kill him. And as soon as he gets that Tyson instinct back, he's going to rip some heads. And it's going to start with Wailing, who, yeah, had a good fight against Tyson Fury. But I think he's in a world of hurt. And he thinks he's good, and he is good. But if Joshua comes out and fights how we know he can, and bulls it and doesn't be tentative, I don't think he's lost a passion for it. I think he lost a passion for boxing, but I think now he's found it again, and I think he needs a few fighters to piss him off just to get that burn. And I think Joshua's going to fug it for this next fight, and Wailing's going to be the next victim. And this isn't even me saying I want Joshua to win. This is just my prediction. Although I never see him saying he's going to knock MFers out, and that's scary for Joshua. Because we've not seen Joshua like this for some time. He used to be a cool, calm, collected fighter. Physical specimen who knew he could beat fighters. Now we're looking at a guy who's pretty pissed off at the world. But someone's going to feel the wrath of it one day. And I think it's going to be Wailing on the next one. He's getting whooped. Joshua by knockout in round 6. Or I'll just go points victory, actually, because Wailing's durable. Joshua's going to edge it. Okay, that's my prediction on that one. Bivol versus Lyndon Arthur. Tough fight for Lyndon Arthur. He's a Manchester guy, so I really want him to win. I'm rooting for him. You know, cousins with obviously Pat Barrett's his cousin or uncle, sorry, and then you've got Zelfa Barrett, obviously, so they're all intertwined and that. And I really want Lyndon Arthur to win this. My honest opinion is I think it's just going to be a bridge too far with the power. But if anyone has the skills to beat Bivol with a decent jab and a good equalising punch, it's Arthur. I'm just concerned about the sustained pressure that might occur. Won't be reckless pressure. It'll be educated. But Arthur has the tools. I'm not in the position to call an upset. I don't think there will be. I think, just my honest opinion, is that Bivol's just a few levels in the power department. He'll just nip it on overall accuracy. And that's the best way of putting it, you know. You have to be careful with these Manchester ones. You can't be saying, oh, they're going to get knocked out. You've got to be. But honest opinion, I think it's a tough fight for Lyndon Arthur. But he does have the skills. If he's 100%, he could pull it off. I just think Bivol's just got that accuracy and just gradual grinding, which will favour the judges. And Bivol will probably catch a body shot or something like that in around the 7th round mark. I think Arthur will start well, but then as the rounds kick on, I think Bivol will start to get him against the ropes and turn it into a bit of a, inside job. But we'll see. Arthur can do it, but on this one, I think he'll just fall short on not volume, on accuracy and technical punching, in my opinion. So I'm going Bivol and I'm going Joshua. And now we got another fight. I've done it all in a random order, but I don't care. It's one of them days. It's just one of those days. Miller time versus Daniel Dubois. Oh, I don't know, This is tough, This is where I wouldn't say it'd be an upset if Miller wins. But I think Dubois just lacks that cutting edge. But he does have knockout power. I'm going to go with fitness on this and thinking the specimen of the fighter here is Dubois. Miller can... I just question Miller's resume. That's what I question. Miller's resume, who he's actually knocked out and what gives him this sense of I'm going to destroy everyone. He's a drugs cheat. But now he's fighting someone whose confidence is getting better after the Usyk fight. He's not going to have a problem with footwork. The skills aren't going to be as bad to deal with. But the problem with Dubois is he's fighting someone who's short and has that, like Ruiz Joshua, has that level of gravity where they can throw those haymakers. And that's going to be Dubois' problem if his head movement isn't there. And that's what I'm kind of seeing that fight going with Miller sort of cutting in and going for those haymakers. But I fancy Dubois to be slightly technically above Miller. Miller's a slugger. He's a slugger with an overhand. He's a good boxer, but he's not technically great. Dubois, this is a fight which puts Miller against Joshua or Dubois against Joshua. And if Dubois beats Miller, he has a pretty strong place to say, listen, I want to fight Joshua or I want to fight Wilder. Why not? He's fought Usyk, arguably beat him. So I think Dubois has put himself in contention and the skill will overtake this one. Dubois beats Miller for me. Miller's a lot of hype, but Miller time will kick in and he's going to be done. Dudum Chi. Right, next one, final one. Deontay Wilder versus Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker is a heavyweight, but he looks like a cruiserweight because of his short stature and sort of UFC style fighting. I've never really found Joseph Parker to be elite because he's won the odd fight, but mainly never been top in the heavyweight division, just lays about there. He's probably a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. But anyone can be a better boxer than Deontay Wilder. It doesn't matter. In terms of boxing, Wilder's not that great. But he has the equaliser, the power, the killer, the one shot. And I don't think Joseph Parker has any sort of power to trouble Wilder. Although we could edge it with a jab. I think Parker's going to be too focused on trying to cut in and, knock out Wilder and bull him. I think Wilder's going to do some damage to Parker and, prove that the leverage does count in fights like this. And I'm going to go with Wilder. So, yeah, it took me 10 minutes to say it, but Wilder, Joshua, Bivol, and Dubois. There you go. That's my opinion. Tell me yours. Who do you think is going to win this absolutely stacked card on December the 23rd? I'll probably be working. Yeah, it's a Saturday, so yeah, probably will. So, I won't be watching it live because it will probably be earlier, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, it's usually about 9 o'clock in it, because it's in Saudi, so it won't be a late US time. So, yeah, chances are I'll miss it live, but watch it on YouTube the next day, can't you? Or wherever, just TNT it, DAZN, you get the clips late anyway, it doesn't really matter. It's not as good as seeing it live, but get your opinions in, tell me who you think is going to win these fights. Stats card, I've pretty much gone for all the favourites, but there's a reason behind why they're picked, because they all make for exciting fights, but the favourite to me just always edges out on the technical, if not the size factor. And all the sort of favourites, to me, seem to have the size or leverage advantage in this. So it's apart from Arthur with Bivol, because Bivol's sort of more stockier than Arthur, and Arthur's got the long range. That won't be as that'll be a tougher fight than people expect, but again, Bivol should just come out on top. Peace. Watch all my other predictions. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna go and chill out and get a coffee. Bye.